The Afghanistan mission really started over a cup of coffee with the Canadian consulate. We were sitting together trying to figure out how we could put together a social responsibility effort this year for Afghanistan.
We just met and our ideas fed off of each other.
We used that Starbucks napkin as sort of our roadmap to go get supplies from all over the country. And so it was everything from figuring out where we were going to find toys to figuring out where we were going to get seeds to how we were going to build hospitals in 14 cities in Afghanistan.
When Jan comes up with an idea, even though it seems impossible or big or I don't understand it, I always give her the blessing. I just do the little bit that I can, which is to give her the room and the resources she needs. My
job was to work with the Canadian consulate and Jennifer Cook and try to find organizations here in the U.S. who could provide those things.
It was amazing that no matter who Jan talked to, they helped.
We went out and we just asked, and no one said no.
We brought freight to Denver from all over the nation.
My role in this move was to coordinate the movement of freight from LA, Houston, Kansas City, Dallas to get all the supplies into Denver. And my mission was to get this as cheaply done as possible, which I was able to do for free.
I'll change that, okay?
The really heavy lifting took 3 or 4 months. And it probably wasn't so much the time as the raw courage that it took Jan to make phone calls to some of the biggest and baddest people around the world.
Oh Lord, there were so many obstacles. It's not like we could charter a Lufthansa jet to just drop into Kabul, Afghanistan and drop our things off. So we had to really follow the protocols of the military and of USAID and the Dutton program to be able to get it done. And that took close to a year to get all of the paperwork and all of the hurdles jumped for that. When we got the call, we had about a week to rally. We had 6 53-foot trailers sitting out here on our warehouse floor that needed to be delivered to Buckley Air Force Base in a 4-hour window. From Buckley, the guys out there and the logistics support team out at Buckley Air Force Base, they repackaged it all so that it was appropriately packaged to go on the C-17 transport planes.
When you finally start seeing these big pallets being put on a plane like this and knowing it's on the way, I mean, that is really, really heartwarming. It's freezing cold out here. That makes your heart warm.
Well, I feel a sense of accomplishment because this is so important for the people there, and it took so long for the whole process to happen.
The help that Afghanistan needs right now is not just from a political point of view, but they need to see people caring for them in a very practical and a humanitarian way.
To watch all the enthusiasm of so many people that had helped, and then to go watch the plane take off.
It's just an awe to see it take off, knowing what's it's containing and what it's going to do when it gets to its ultimate destination.
To see it actually take off the ground was an amazing experience.
I tell you what, this was a great, great moment, watching this plane take off.
We have over 11,000 coats from the Ski Areas Association. The coats, we made sure that those things were culturally appropriate to wear under the clothing that is very traditional.
This is the perfect time for the goods to arrive there because the people are really in need. And it's cold, it's very cold right now.
The National Ski Areas Association, who represents 326 of North America's biggest ski resorts, partnered with us and gave us over 11,000 coats.
When winter comes in Afghanistan, no one takes their coat off. They put it on when winter comes. There's no central heat for the most part in the whole country, so the only heat is when you get up close to the stove, and they don't take their coats off. They put on everything they have and they wear it all winter, and many of them even sleep in their coats. So this coat, all these beautiful coats that are coming out of Colorado are going to be a prized possession for many of these people.
Crocs gave us over 10,000 pairs of shoes. We have hygiene kits for over 5,000 families from Project Cure. We also had enough medical supplies from Project Cure for over 25 hospitals.
The medical supplies are going to be used in some of the Morning Star community centers where we have medical clinics that will provide them basic medical care that they need.
For the sporting goods, our partner was the U.S. Olympic Committee, USA Volleyball, and USA Soccer. And they gave us enough equipment for over 250 teams on the ground over there.
We'd love to see kids playing in the street in Team USA t-shirts. We'd love to see kids wearing the Olympic symbol and playing soccer or playing basketball in some of the news reports instead of some of the other more somber news that we see from Afghanistan.
When you put kids into a team sport, oftentimes they are not as likely to pick up a weapon against troops or into war zone kind of situations again. We partnered with a bunch of seed vendors out of the Midwest as well as irrigation vendors out of the Midwest, and we're able to send enough seeds and irrigation systems to take over 3,000 farmers out of Taliban control in the opium trade in Afghanistan. And we found seeds that were indigenous to the region where these guys could actually put food back on their tables but also create an exportable product for their family and for their livelihood. And we partnered with Jack's Pacific, which is Walmart's largest toy supplier. They brought us in 10,000 brand new toys for the kids.
We don't want to be, governing Afghanistan. This is their country. We just want to get it to a point of stability and security where that kind of a society can emerge. And I think this, humanitarian shipment is just a small little sliver of that, but it's reflective of our bigger priority, and that's our hope.
It's always important when we take the time to help others. So if we can take a small role in that from home station to our deployed troops and to the civilians, it's always a benefit.
As we fight the insurgency in Afghanistan, any life that we're able to touch through these donations will help win the hearts and minds of the Afghan people.
These small things that we do on a daily basis make a difference.
At the end of the day, we're just providing basic necessities that we certainly have an excess of in this country. But to them, it is a difference between life and death.
If we can just save a few lives, but potentially prevent a kid from picking up a gun and shooting one of our guys or one of our allied troops, if we stop 10 farmers from supplying opium and heroin to the Taliban to fund them, we've done something, and for that we're proud.
People half a world away, giving out of excess and giving out of love can actually maybe help turn a war, help turn a country, help turn the hearts of people. Who knows if it's going to work or not, but if we don't try, then we have no chance. And I think it's cool that everybody tried, so there is some chance.